tomorrow will be better. Square root of y divided by y equals 2. Find y. Follow me, dear friends. Solution. Let me copy the question. Square root of y all over y equals 2. I always tell candidates that to start solving this kind of question, ensure that in the same way we have a fraction to the left of the equation, we should equally have a fraction here. We can achieve this by reasoning out that this 2 here, though we see just 2, can be expressed as 4 on 2, can be expressed as 2 on 1, can be expressed as 8 on 4, many other ways. But since the objective is to simplify this as much as possible, I will go for this form of 2. So this 2 we see here is the same as 2 divided by 1. Okay, now we've achieved a fraction. The next thing we will do here is cross multiplication. The numerator here multiplies the denominator here, and then the same thing on the other side. So we will have square root of y times 1, which is square root of y, will equal 2 times y, which is 2y. Remember, dear friends, the objective is to find y. And at this point, we can notice that our y is under the bondage of this square root sign. So the next step here is to do away with this square root sign. And there's nothing else but to take the square on both sides. Why on both sides? Because there's an equality sign. And whatever thing you do to the left of it, that you must do on the right. So we will take the square on both sides such that this will cancel like this. And on the left, we will have just y. And then here we will have, now I want to apply a certain law of indices here that says a times b all raised to a certain power n is equal to a to the n times b to the same n. This is what we will apply here. So this index here will affect these two numbers. So we will have 2 square times y square. All right. So if we further simplify this, y on one side will be 4 times y squared. At this point, don't be victim of saying that divide both sides by y. This is because this is an equation of degree 2. And as such, we are expected to have 2 answers, dear friends. So if you do this, you might end up with just 1 answer. So what do we do then? We will bring this y to the left side so that we will have to the left 0, and now to the right we will have 4y squared. When this moves here, becomes minus y. At this point, what do we do? There's y and there's y. We factor out y as follows. When factored here, we will have just 4y left, and then here we will have just 1 left here, equals to 0. Now, if a times b gives us 0, it means either it's a which produced the 0, or the 0 came from the second term. And in case it came from this term, how do we find y from here? Start by sending minus 1 to this way. It becomes plus 1. And